Alright, 26 and the last place spot for the month is Far From Home by Charles B., Simon Fougere, and Carr. This is a really boring tech house track with not much variety to it. It's just a basic beat for the drop, and the vocal sample doesn't really help the song either. So this gets a 4.6 out of 10. At number 25, we got Playas Never Die by Angel Playa. This is by far their worst song that they've released on NCS. It's just not that enjoyable from the other funk songs and the other 3 tracks that the artist has released on the label. Hopefully their next songs in the future are better than this. The only thing that was decent and unique about this was the trap switch up, which happens twice in the song, which I thought that was kind of nice, but overall this wasn't really a track for me. So this gets a 4.9 out of 10. At number 24 is the Bose and Helene remix of Dreamer by Alan Walker. This is one of the 2 remixes of Dreamer that we got this month. The other one being the one by Exod, which I will get to eventually, plus the original. This is by far the worst of them, as it's just a basic psytrance beat with some vocals by Helene added in there. To me, it's just not that enjoyable. That's all I have to say. Number 23, If Looks Can Kill by Coupex and Chemist. So Coupex is back on NCS after a year absence, and it's not that great. It's just okay. The drop is kind of simple, and the vocals are also quite simple as well. So this gets a 6 out of 10. Number 22, 094 by Jokexian. This is just a normal bass house track that may or may not have been rushed. I don't really know. Its runtime is just way too short. And for this month, this is the worst arcade release. This gets a 6 out of 10.
So let it go, roll down all the windows. Show me yours or show you mine. You don't have to pretend you're shy.
Number 21, Overdrive by Millbrook featuring Eller Siley. I don't really know how to say that. I am not a fan of minimal or liquid drum and bass. I think this is like minimal drum and bass. Well, Millbrook is back after a year, and this is slightly worse than his previous song, Lost Without You, which was released in, I think, March or April of last year. So this gets a 6.2 out of 10. Number 20, we got Connection by Ram. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. This is a standard funk track, and it's the collaboration project between Rival, Arcando, and CRVN. If you don't believe me, here you go. Here's proof. Anyway, this is really short. That's mainly the reason why it isn't higher. The song itself is pretty good, but the reason why I'm ranking it so low is the runtime, as it's less than 2 minutes long. So overall, this gets a 6.2 out of 10.
Let the flame ignite.
At number 19 is Ignite by Verb, 22 Beats, and Nat James. This is a pretty solid trap track. The drops are quite nice, and the rapping vocals are okay. I'm not like the biggest fan of rap, but the vocals were quite good. Anyway, this track gets a 6.5 out of 10. The only thing that doesn't make this go higher are, well, like I mentioned, the rapping. Number 18, Falling Down by Alex Skrindo. Alex Skrindo is back after over a year of absence from the label. And he comes back with a nice, chill Future House track. The vocals are chill. The drops are chill. This song was alright. The song was pretty nice, but the only thing that is making it low is I'm was not a fan of the music video. I'm not using the music video right in this video, but I'm using a remake by Eessa, whose channel will be in the description. So that's all I got to say about this track. Anyway, this song gets a 6.5 out of 10. Number 17 is All Night by Toxic Joy. This song was overall pretty good, except for the deep vocals. I'm just not a fan of that. I really do like the drops, though. They were quite cool. Just the vocals is just what is making the song lower in score. Overall, this gets a 6.5 out of 10. Number 16, Dreamer by Alan Walker, the original song, not any of the remixes so far. So, Alan Walker is back on NCS, Who knew that was gonna happen? Overall, I find the song good, but it's not great. Like, who would have thought Alan Walker would come back to NCS? Like, where he pretty much started his career over almost a decade ago before becoming very famous. Like, I think NCS was probably using him, like, asking him to bring him back for views. Because looking at their views today from like a few months ago, it's not that good for a channel with over 30 million subscribers. And taking a look at their channel views 5 years ago, each video has over 1 million plus views. Anyway, I don't want to keep this explanation for being too long. This gets a 7.1 out of 10. Number 15, we got Immortal by City Walker featuring Josh Rubin. We got City Walker on NCS in January, and now he's on Arcade alongside Josh Rubin, anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, this is a pretty cool track. City Walker's music is pretty unique. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this one. This gets a 7.3 out of 10. Number 14, Ride or Die by Andromedic and Puripus featuring Indie Skies. We got more Andromedic on NCS, which is pretty nice, with a dance floor drum and bass track, which is pretty cool, and a really nice background. Well, except that the background seems to be AI generated, but pretty cool track. This gets a 7.3 out of 10. Number 13, we got Mirage of My Heart by D'Amico and Valix featuring Phazone. This is actually a pretty good slap house track, even though slap house is not really my favorite subgenre of house music. The vocals are pretty nice and the drops are pretty smooth, so yeah, both artists did a pretty good job here. This gets a 7.5 out of 10. Number 12 is Bad Habit Funk Version by Jaja featuring Zog. This was completely unnecessary, but we got this anyway. This would have been better off if it was just a SoundCloud upload rather than a main channel. Anyway, I actually enjoy this more than the original, despite its short runtime. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. This gets a 7.6 out of 10. Number 11, we got Reflect by Sin Cole. So, Sin Cole is back earlier than I thought this year. I was expecting maybe a return maybe like August or September of this year, but we got him pretty early in April. This is honestly one of his best tracks in a while. I really enjoyed like the drops and the atmosphere this song gives you. So, yeah, this gets a 7.6 out of 10. I'll kill when I'm desperate. Number 10 is Desperate by Nefx. Alright, first we got Alan Walker coming back to NCS, and now we got Nefx. Two very well-known artists on NCS in the same month. Yeah, NCS is just desperate for views. Yeah, I'm not funny. Anyway, this is honestly not that bad of a song. And I have heard some of Nefx's music before. And this is pretty good for a debut. So this gets a 7.6 out of 10. Back up. Let me back up. Alright, number 9 is AMB by Madzi and Etika. It's rare that we get dubstep on NCS, then again on arcade as well. But when we do, it's either hit or miss for me. This one was a hit. Yeah, it was a hit. So this gets a 7.8 out of 10. Tell me what's been going on. Tell me what's been going on. Number 8, we got Paper Walls by Elliot Kings and Riggs with Michael. This is a pretty catchy track. I really enjoy the vocals, and the minimal drops are pretty nice too. This gets a 7.8 out of 10. I could set you free, show you what this world can really be. Number 7 is Set You Free by Simi. Wasn't expecting Simi to return anytime soon, but here we are. This is a much better track than Here For Me, in my opinion. So this gets a 7.9 out of 10. Always on my mind. On my mind. Number 6 is One Taste by More Plastic and Urbano. This was a good way to start the month with a dance floor drum and bass track from these two artists. Both of their collaborations so far have been pretty good. So this gets a 7.9 out of 10. Number 5 is, I don't know how to pronounce this artist's name, and Atom, The Raven. This is arguably one of the best funk songs on the label. The production there is very smooth, and it gives a very sinister atmosphere. This gets an 8 out of 10. Number 4 is Don't Want to Feel by Josh Rubin, Hylan, and Noel. Hylan and Noel are back on the label, along with Josh Rubin, about a week or two later. The music video is really good, along with the vocals, and the entire song itself is really good. This gets a 8 out of 10. Number 3 is Dreamer, Exog remix by Alan Walker. This is a very good remix. Not really sure what genre it is. Is it melodic dubstep or hard wave? I'm not entirely sure. Production here is amazing, and the background too is really cool. So this gets an 8.1 out of 10. Number 3, this is actually number 3. Made a little bit of a mistake here. Your Love by Vaskin. Alright, we actually got a full hardstyle song on arcade. Hardstyle is an extremely rare genre on the label, And I'm actually glad that we got another one pretty close by. So this gets a 8.5 out of 10. At number 2 is Everything You Promised by Malarkey and JJL. So Bug Cult is back under a new name, and we also got JJL back as well. This is a really good future house track, and I hope that we see more of these two in the future. Number 1 is Overcome by Outlander. My goodness, this song was amazing. And Outlander is on a roll, releasing 3 back-to-back great songs. This is by far his best, and this gets an 8.8 out of 10.